Everyone. Hi. Can you all hear me? Okay. Right. I'm just gonna. So I have here Lynn, D, Care Bear, Francis, Lauren. Hope everyone's doing good. Yes, thank goodness for the AC Phoenix Rising. Hope everyone is keeping cool. I'm good. I'm good, Francis. I'm good. Thank you. Just fed Luna, so I just gave her food. She ate breakfast really late. So I was hoping she'd eat now her dinner because I don't want her to eat at 10 o'clock at night. It seemed a little brighter a while ago. How come it got so dark? See, if I get too close, it's weird. Anyway, all right. Hmm. Well, it's gonna get hotter. My neighbor was telling me next Monday it's supposed to be hot, and I looked at the Weather Channel. And if it's correct, Monday's gonna be hot, but Tuesday is gonna be a lot hotter. Yeah. If I back up a little bit, then you get it's a little brighter. So a lot has happened in the last week. Just gonna see if I can pull this up here. A lot has happened. Everybody's doing something. There's been some birthdays. I have a friend of mine's birthdays today. So happy birthday to all the July babies. If there's any of you watching. It's 96 there. Yeah, it's pretty hot. Well, when I went out with Luna, it cooled off just a bit, but then it was in the shade and there's a nice breeze. So that's bonus. Hmm. My goodness. All right. Hey, Gen 56. So a lot of you have been keeping cool with the ACs and the fans. Tiger's eyes. Hello. Oh, you just cut the lawn. Oh, wow. Yeah, my son cut the lawn today. You know, it's wasn't super long, but long enough. It's gotta get it done. I cut all my peonies in the front. My neighbor was telling me if it's not blooming anymore, might as well cut them down. I've got to separate them in later in the early late in the early fall, but I haven't done the back. It is so not just hot, but at the same time, if you leave these leaves, which is they're beautiful once the flowers die, but with the humidity we've been getting, it's going to get like mildew, and I don't want that. Cat Goddess. Hey, Cat Goddess. Welcome. Nice. All right. I'm going to do a few things. Where's my priestess? Oh, where's my goddess deck? I haven't taken it out for a while, but I do have a goddess deck. Where did it go? Where did my goddess deck go? I wonder if it's well, I'll look at it later. I've got a couple cards. I want to pull some runes for you guys. Some nice runes. So I'm gonna pull a few runes and then we'll either go with the dragon path or Masters of Light, or Priestess. I'm not sure. I've got them all here. It's gonna be one of them. Kind of been going at all over the place today. Been sleeping and dreaming, astral traveling a lot, to the point where in the afternoon I have to almost need to lay down. Everybody said weird dreams lately. Yeah, one crazy week. Yeah. Oh my goodness, Francis. I think, what was it? What day was it? Tuesday or was it Wednesday? Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday felt like it was a very weird day. I have a lot of decks. I think in total, if I look at my Oracle decks and my tarot decks, I thought I had 26, 23. I got rid of one of them. Might get rid of some more, but I've got a lot. I've got a lot. Sounds like fun. Yeah, I've got a lot of them. Yeah, it's been a hectic week. It's 1 minute, it seems like the time stands still from like noon. It was about noon till, what was it, noon till about 3, and then from 3 to 5, it's just like it was so fast, like in half an hour. Tuesday was a weird day. We're in retrograde again, so again. But the new moon is coming in Cancer. It's coming out on the 14th, I think. And that's going to be a little bit better for everybody. We're going to be feeling more like back to a little more of our normal self, but I don't know how long it's going to last. Can't tell you. I haven't really thought about it. Yeah, yeah, my sister says, if I was you, I'd get rid of some of your decks. I'm like, I use them. They're there. There's some I've never used. There's an angel book I bought. It's very rare. And it comes with 3 little decks inside. And I've read the book, but I've never opened the decks. And they're smaller cards. I've never, because I have so many. And I think I didn't count my angel book, because my blue angel book, I made my own kind of cards, took like recipe cards and designed from what it said in the book, kind of designed my own put little stickers on it and designed my cards like that. And it's pretty accurate. It's pretty cool, actually. You astral travel yourself, yes. Oh my goodness. Wow. You don't want to go to a haunted location. I wake up from astral traveling. I do it at night a lot, and I'm like by afternoon I'm exhausted. But I've gone into, what would I say? There's sometimes future and some that probably past life, or very bizarre stuff. Yeah, yeah. Some people learn and they teach themselves how to do it, and some people just naturally do it. Yeah, yeah. All right. So let's start. I'm going to pull some cards for the few people that are here. I'm going to start with Dee. She's watching on TV, so she didn't subscribe. Well, she subscribed, but she's not on the computer, so she can't does that through the TV. I'm going to pull a rune, far card rune for you. Destiny. Destiny. Ooh. All right. Let's look at Destiny for Dee. So this is kind of the situation, what you need to focus on. So we'll see what the situation is to begin with. So this started maybe last May. We're in July now. And I think it's going to show us a few things. So the destiny is all about, dreams, like I talked about, fate, initiation, psychic, visions, rebirth. So there's a mystery around this room. It suggests that forces are at work in our lives which we do not have control of. And I think on Wednesday during class, I think then we pulled witches runes, and I think didn't it have something like that, like no control, so you just have to go with the flow, because sometimes in life there's predestined parts of your journey that you can't change, and others you can. But this is governed by the powers of the spirit realm. So Doesn't work on timetables. This timetables are made man-made, man-made, so they don't work on our timetable. So, but I mean, it's encouraging you to be receptive to divine messages, which you received. We saw that on Wednesday. Divine messages are coming to you from the spirit realm, and sometimes they come in forms of synchronicity. And this is for everybody. You may get messages and you don't know, you think it's a coincidence, or maybe a loved one left a feather or something like that. Synchronicities, whether it's numbers, dimes, nickels, feathers, birds that appear all the time. And psychic messages can come through dreams as well, and sometimes through meditation. But secrets may be revealed, and understanding may be enhanced at times like this, right? So if you're looking to develop your psychic abilities or spiritual awareness, you can look to positive results, and that's what you've been working on. So good for you, Dee. There's other meanings to this rune, like birth and rebirth, new beginnings. Well, we have a new moon coming, so new beginnings. But it's all in the positive. It looks very positive, right? Chance, luck, if you feel like you want to get a ticket, $1, $2, whatever. There's some luck attached to this rune as well, so, but go with your intuition. Not that I want everybody to go out and gamble, but if you feel like, spending $1 or $2, go for it, right? But align yourself with spiritual forces at work in your life as you seek to embrace your destiny. So pretty good card for you, Dee. Pretty good. All right, this is going to be for Lynn. I got a card for you, Lynn. And usually I pull cards for situations and what's affecting you or what's the focus. But I think with the runes, it's a pretty good indication to what's going on and perhaps what you can do about it. So Lynn, what's going on with you, Lynn? Common sense. Inguas. Common sense. Well, Lynn has a lot of common sense. She's also takes my spiritual classes. So common sense for you. It's also harmony, nature, peace, safety, seeds, new beginnings, full moon, new moon, a couple days, successful conclusions, right? One of the important principles identified by this rune is common sense. It's been said that the thing about common sense is that it's not so common. I have to laugh because honestly, it doesn't go, it's not everywhere. Some people have a lot and some people don't have much, but I have to laugh at that. This is one reason why there's so many unnecessary problems that occur in people's lives, right? So whilst others around you may not act with acumen, this one appears in a reading, which I pulled a card for you. It suggests that the person identified has good judgment, and she sure does. I know her. So it also suggests that the person identified, that's for you, Lynn, has strength of character. I can vouch for that. I know her. She does so, and is able to use this power in practical ways. Another factor identified by this rune is fertility. So when coupled with reference and common sense, well, it speaks of growth, okay, associated with applied wisdom. So it's a rune of fertility and potential, new beginnings, new births. So it's going to be a good time. You sowed the seeds. Now you're going to get back more than what you asked for. So the cycles of life, right? So when this rune appears, the runesmith understands that it heralds a positive conclusion to any unfinished business that may exist. So it's very safe, peaceful domestic environment. You had anxieties lately, then the anxieties will fade and a time of relaxation starts. So very good for you. Yeah, oh, common sense. Yeah, some people, I gotta say it, some people don't have it, just common sense doesn't grow in every house. Francis, let's pull a rune for you. Now I know somebody in South Carolina that had quite the storm. I think it was today actually. The weatherman was saying this city and this town or whatever is supposed to have this. You got to be careful. It could be really bad thunderstorm, and this town's between those two. They never mentioned this particular town, but anyways, people I know just got home in time, and the sky was dark. I mean, really dark. It was black, and the downpour, and it was quite the powerful storm. I don't know why the weather people doesn't say, well, this place and this place and this place. If you're going to have two towns that's going to have a thunderstorm, well, the one in the middle is probably going to get hit too, especially if it's moving east. But anyways, weather people, we need Ryan, all y'all. He's a pretty good meteorologist. All right, Francis, what's going on? What's happening? Francis, abundance. Ooh, abundance is coming. Wow. Always good room to see. Always. Always welcomed. So, but abundance, because we're in July, you may start seeing some. There's going to be a lot more September, around September full moon. So growth, fortune, luck, power, prosperity, status, wealth, success. It's a very good sign. This rune is a very good sign. It represents coming blessings. And the more, of course, that we're grateful and we say we thank and we're grateful for things we have and we don't have, the more this blessing of abundance comes through. Prosperity, happiness. So for you, it's a time of good luck and overall success. Okay. Everything's on the up. Yeah. Everything's on the up in your life. Positive future. And we can look forward to more blessings in our life. Positive. So sometimes we may want something and we don't feel motivated. Well, this room's going to help you be motivated to accomplish what you want to accomplish. And think about the connection between the positive expectations and the motivation. Okay. Embrace the energy of this room with the intention of manifesting abundance in your life because things are looking good. It's a time to be optimistic. Whoa, good stuff. Good stuff for you, Francis. You're welcome, Francis. Yeah, they have a hard time getting, but like when I watch this, he's on YouTube right now, y'all. He's in the States, and he'll say like, "There's a storm coming." He'll name the counties, and everybody in that area is going to get affected. It's like saying where I am here, like Toronto is going to have a storm, and it's moving this way, but they don't mention us. But right next to me, just east of me, they're going to have. Well, we're going to be smack in the middle, unless the weather winds change south or north. I mean, you're in that line. So some people, I don't know where they got their education for meteorologists, but they're not that far with their, or it says it's going to rain, it's going to pour, and it doesn't, or it says not going to be rain all day and then it pours. Like, I don't know. People with arthritis, like my husband, he can tell it's going to rain for sure when even the weather says it's not. His knees hurt, and like, oh, it's going to rain. No, it doesn't say it's going to rain. It's going to rain. It rains. Care Bear, what's happening with you? What's happening with you? A reward. Ooh, okay. Rewards. Wow. That's going to be welcomed. Rewards. What's going on with that? What? Well, I'm sure whatever you do work hard. But this reward, I'm seeing, we're in July, I'm seeing it around August. Okay. maybe mid-August. Abundance there again, fruition, growth, harvest, plenty, prosperity, productivity, reward. This is the kind of reward that comes around harvest time. That's why I'm saying, like, August. It's an indicator of a time of plenty, well-earned remuneration. I have a hard time with that word. For good work done. So it indicates a movement into a more abundant phase of life. Again, so projects, you started any project that you started it, you didn't finish, well, you're probably going to be close to finishing it, and it's going to reach a successful conclusion. So whatever you start, so you can relax, let yourself feel content as in life as you begin to count your blessings and your rewards and are recognized. So this also represents justice, which can mean issues where right and wrong are involved, but right is victorious. So happy, fulfilling time ahead due to your good endeavors. So the cycle of life is going to turn towards rewards for you. So it's said, we reap what we sow. So your harvest is going to be good because you're reaping the plenty. Nice. Yeah, pretty good card, eh? Care Bear, Lauren, you're welcome. You like max velocity for weather and Rhino? I have never heard of max velocity. I have to check them out. Max velocity. Max velocity. So I forget if it was my sister that put me on to this, or is it my son? My son, I think, said Rhino, y'all, and he's good. He's really good. Yes, Lauren's always right beside you, checking. All right, Lauren. And it got dark again. When I get too close, it gets dark. And the lights, right over there, it shouldn't be so dark. All right, Lauren. What's going on with Lauren? Oh my gosh, same thing. Abundance. Same thing as your mom, so that's cool. Got abundance. A lot of stuff is going to be good. You guys, good. But look to September. Oh no, your mom had the other card. So let me go again with you, which I think Francis had that card. So with abundance, we're looking at September. So think about the connection between positive expectation and motivation now. And then embrace the energy of this room. Because with the intention of manifesting abundance in your life, because things are looking good. So manifest, have the intention, expectation, things are going to be good. Believe in that, believe in yourself. And it's a time to be optimistic. Don't give up hope. Keep plucking away at being positive and believe that it's already here. Now, if it's not meant to be for you, sometimes it'll take longer or might not come at all. Always ask for something that's meant for you, but all around, I see a lot of abundance around you. Okay. Phoenix. You're welcome, Lauren. No orbs yet, yeah. I have a nice little candle over there. It's what's that? Palo Santo and I can't remember, Palo Santo and something else mixed. A little candle somebody bought me, and it's burning there. Okay. Phoenix. I just feel like whatever you're doing, Phoenix, it's like you want to get to the bottom of the barrel. You want to get to the bottom of things. You want to lift everything off that doesn't apply to you. I'm just seeing that whatever that was heavy, it's like you're getting rid of. The unknown. That's Odin rune. In the some of the runes, they never used to have that unknown one. Unknown meaning whatever is destined. Um, it's a mystery. It's the unknown. It's not a preset thing. So yeah, it's just secrets. Odin's rune represents the unknowing. So it reminds us that some things cannot be known. We cannot always have all the answers in life, in the time and in the moment. When the answers are forthcoming or are not knowable, we must accept that as human beings, there will be gaps in our understanding. And this applies to all areas of life. Science, religion, philosophy, psychology do not have all the answers. But remembering this can spare us the kind of stress that arises when a person ruminates over things that which there's no obvious answer or perfect solution for. So this room just reminds us that there are, as Shakespeare once wrote, more things in heaven and earth than we can yet comprehend, which suggests that the purpose of life and our eventual union with the divine is more spectacular than we could ever imagine. Yeah. You know, as people who's seeking truth or seeking answers or seeking, wisdom, sometimes we'll have periods in our lives where we just doesn't seem to. It's not that we hit a wall; it's just that we hit a void. Where okay, what's the answer, or what's the correct answer, or what? It's a lot of what, right? So when it comes at a time like this in our life, you just have to go with the flow. Just go with the flow. Hi, Michelle. Michelle 444. So yeah, we don't get that often, but there's sometimes little gaps in our life that's like that. You've been so off today. You're welcome, Phoenix Rising. Yeah, it's combination of the weather, combination of a few things. That, people are not sleeping as well. There's a lot of solar flares, a lot of stuff happening. Combination of things. And somebody else was telling me they were feeling very off the past week, and I said, make sure you're grounded. She goes, oh, I am. I'm like, well, if you're telling me that you had a dream and you're waking up in the morning and you're kind of not with it, you may need to ground. So if you're not having breakfast or something, you may need to have something healthy that grounds you, or just imagine tree-like roots from the soles of your feet, send them down into the earth. Or if you can go outside, put your feet. If you don't want to take your shoes off, that's fine. But if you're in sandals, put your feet on the ground, on the grass, your hands. If you're gardening, you need to ground. Sometimes we think we are grounded, but not enough, because we feel like we're between worlds, between awake state and half asleep, or like in a fog. You have a question, Francis? I have a question. All right, what's your question? Before I go to Gen 56. Yes, you always have to question, right? You always. I mean, that's how we grow. That's how we grow. We need to have questions. Come on, Orbs. Thought I seen something tiny, tiny there, but I don't know if it's my eyes playing tricks on me. I do have cataracts a little bit, so. You had a very hot feeling on your arm, not knowing what it was. Oh my goodness, you've been anxious all week. Yes, it's been a little crazy. So you didn't know what was the hot feeling on your arm. Left arm? Okay. Yeah, you asked for the white light and it stopped. That's good. I just have a feeling there was somebody around you, somebody who spoke very fast and at times wanted to speak so fast that he would, and I say he because it's a man, he would have trouble speaking. So definitely somebody was there. Yeah. And it was left. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And you've been anxious all week, Michelle. It's probably all the solar flares, everything that's happening. And it also depends what you see during the day, what you experience. If it's, work, there's a combination that can cause a lot of anxiety. But when there's anxiety, you need to remember to stop and you just breathe. You could tap a little bit, like 2-3 times. It gives you energy, but at the same time, it can calm you. They say when a person has a lot of anxiety, touch something cold if you can. You know, yeah, touch something really cold, and it's supposed to help. Try that. Yeah, and you can ask, even for anxiety, you can ask Archangel Raphael. If you forget his name, just call, say, my spirit guide, my angel, help me with my anxiety, help me relax. There's so many things that can cause anxiety. Sometimes it's hormonal. Sometimes you don't think you're stressed, and it could be hormones. Yeah. You literally slept 12 hours last night, Michelle. Wow, you needed it. Wow, you needed it. You for sure needed it. Okay, Jen 56. Jen 56. She probably did. Strength. Jen 56. Euros. Strength. Strength's coming to you. So, why did I look at number 12? That's when it's not the second room. My goodness. Told you. So, athleticism, courage, determination, endurance, fertility as well, growth, passion, power, strength, tenacity, virility, I should say, willpower. So this represents strength, and this can mean physical strength, but it also can represent mental strength, like the willpower, determination. When you set your mind to do something, you do it. It's also courage. So if you have a goal requiring bravery and confidence, then it's telling you have the strength of character needed to accomplish a job. It also suggests creativity, right? Opportunities, that's going to appear, encouraging you to take action. So make the most of those opportunities that are now available, that are coming. And it's also a time to be observant, because positive changes are signaled in the near future. So be on the lookout for any anticipated events. It could also symbolize passion and sexuality, either in an existing relationship or a new relationship. So if you want to enhance your love life, the appearance of this ruse indicates that now is a good time. So when you consider the attributes associated with this rune, it suggests that this is a good time to utilize your strength of character with confidence. So seize the day. Make something good happen in your life, right? You can do it. Every time I say you can do it, I think of Tony a little. But you can do it. So go for it. Tiger's eyes. I feel like I could use a little more sleep, but I did stay up a little late last night, watching something to do with dragons, and it's sci-fi, but it was kind of interesting. It was about the golden dragon and stuff. So anyways, by the time I watched all these little mini episodes, I'm like, okay, it's time for bed. But I should have went to bed earlier, get more sleep. So you're welcome, Jan 56. Tiger's eyes. Tiger's eyes. Changes. 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 All right. Taraz, where are you? So not only does it represent changes, but it's protection, sacrifice, strength, could be conflicts, could be defense. But this represents dramatic changes, sometimes painful at first, which leads to ultimately a better outcome. So I think about this as the tower, right? Sometimes things will happen like, why did it happen to me? And you think it's such a bad thing, but it turned out to be a blessing. So the changes here foretold may involve some initial discomfort, but it is nevertheless a symbol of protection and victory. And so the long-term results will be good. So sometimes it could be a conflict that involves some kind of personal sacrifice, which produces a cathartic outcome, leaving a situation in a better state than it was before the conflict occurred. It could also equally refer to effort putting into achieving an endeavor that requires a lot of hard work, but which produces a good reward, such as earning qualification or gaining a promotion or developing a successful business. But in essence, no pain, no gain sums it up. But it's a major gain, okay? One as a result of successful enduring. So when this rune appears, it suggests that with determination and endurance, you will succeed. Awesome. Awesome. Little green. Can't see what it is. It's too far. It's cute. It's cute. Oh, little dragon. Yes. Little dragon. I love dragons too. Yeah, it was, I don't know, I don't, was it YouTube or TikTok? I don't know what I was on. Something. Maybe it was TikTok or I think it was Instagram. And there was a little thing that come up and this lady, she was kind of a slave, a servant, but she ended up so the dragons and the wolves. So it was golden dragon, part wolf, and it was really interesting. Very interesting. So I watched off the episodes. You know how some you get some episodes and they don't give you the ending, but this they did. So it's kind of interesting. If I watched it, anything like that, it's cool. You're very welcome, Tiger's Eyes. You're very welcome. Cat Goddess. What is surrounding you? Cat Goddess. Yeah, they are cool. Yeah, a lot of people. I've got a dragon tattoo here. So I'm gonna show it on the right side because in here it's the other way. But I didn't want scales per se, but I wanted something soft. And in reality, real dragons didn't have that hard, scale type of thing. They have little fur. It's almost like little feathers. Real dragons. And there were real dragons. I know people may not believe that, but yeah, dragons existed for sure. Yeah, Game of Thrones. Yes, I watched it, and I'd watch it again and again. I love that show. So for you, Cat Goddess, I have home, Othala. Home. All right, home is where the heart is. So what's happening? Home. So a lot of stuff for you. I feel more November with this room. Ancestry, hereditary, heritage, history, inheritance, legacy, roots, values, and wealth. So this represents home, but heritage and roots. It signals the time when efforts have been rewarded and that which is inherited, whether in the form of property, wealth, or character traits, are realized. So when this root appears, it's a good time to explore your family history. You may like to use the services of some well-known online ancestor tracking services, or if you feel motivated, you do so, even research your own DNA. Our heritage includes both positive and negative factors. Everyone has ancestors, which include both noble and ignoble individuals. So recognizing this can go a long way in helping each of us to understand ourselves better and avoid the trap of polarized in-group or out-group thinking that poisons so much so much discourse in the world today. We all have ancestors of whom we can be proud of, and others, well, some may be disreputable, right? Regardless of our nationality, ethnicity, religion, gender, age, or sexual orientation. It's important to learn what we can about being constructive members of society from the characters of our positive forebears, and to avoid repeating the mistakes of those ancestors who have inclined themselves towards negativity. So she represents here the rune Othala, that kind of wealth, material and or hereditary, that is passed through generations and should be respected. It embodies the ancestral traditions, including the myths, songs of old that are embedded in a person's culture. Oh my goodness. When I hear, bagpipes, I don't think I have Scottish, but I love bagpipes. If I hear like violin, back in the day when you heard like people square dancing and that, like Irish and Scottish and folk songs, that music, it takes you back, right? Grew up listening to a lot of violin playing and music. So family in both its immediate sense and its broader sense is depicted by this rune. All the influence are summed up in this rune. They're meaningful in your life now. As the pastor Joseph W. Talk, I don't know, TKACH, I've never heard of him, we are family. So the science of DNA decoding suggests this is true. So hope this helps. Cat goddess, that's for you. So look a little bit into your, maybe, oh, that's whenever, and your birthday's in November. Scorpio. What day in November? Yeah, binge watching. You've never seen Game of Thrones? Oh wow. It's you're welcome, Cat Goddess. Game of Thrones is amazing. There's a few episodes at the beginning. Some of the stuff sometimes might be a little like when they fight, there's war and that, but overall, I mean it's a good show. It's a good show. Yeah. But now, yeah, you can binge watch, right? I should buy the series. I know there's the newer stuff, but I got rid of Netflix because at first it was always the same shows, but they have the sequence or something that happened before the Game of Thrones. I haven't watched that, but I'd like to watch it. Yeah, Michelle, Michelle 444. Yeah, medieval times. Yes. Oh, you watch a little bit? Yeah, you gotta watch the whole thing because I'm the same. When I was watching it, I'd watch one or two or three shows, and I just couldn't. Sometimes it was late. I got to get to bed, but I want to watch the end, right? You can't just leave it in half of a show or something. So, Michelle, yeah, medieval. We have in Toronto. We have medieval times. Been there before. They have like this dinner and horses and guys dressed like knights. It's pretty nice actually. What's up going on for Michelle? Michelle. Candle's moving quite a bit there, so there's activity, something going on. Michelle, success, Sowilo. Sowilo. Success. Card number 16. Okay. So so you may have started getting a little bit of success in this last month because it's connected with the month of June. So blessings, enthusiasm, guidance, healing, improvement, optimism, strength, sun, vitality. So it indicates success. It represents the sun's life-giving rays shining bountifully upon the recipient, which is you. So it heralds the coming of daylight after a dark night. So perhaps it was kind of rough for a while. In June, you started seeing the light. Well, it's getting better and better. Shadows disappear with the coming of this room. Blessings are revealed. So more energy is coming. More energy is coming to you. Of course, it's going to put you in a better mood because you have more energy. A long-lasting or permanent improvement in a person's fortune and sense of well-being is represented by this rune. So strength of character is increased, vitality and optimism on the rise. As the sun and the stars have been used for guidance and navigation for millennia, so too this rune, said to represent spiritual guidance. This is to help you on your life path. So healing is indicated as well, just as the natural world begins to return to a cycle of growth, which we saw at the beginning, the solstice. So yeah, emergence of longer days, which we have a little bit more sunlight and stronger sunlight, because without the sun, we wouldn't exist. As Helen Keller reminds us, keep your face to the sun and you'll never see the shadow. So it speaks of good things. So enjoy all your successes. Dragons and Medieval is time for you for sure. Yeah, lessons learned on that. Your son-in-law used to work there. Where? You're welcome, Michelle. You're very welcome. Yeah, I mean, where would we be without guidance? Sometimes we get busy and wrapped up in our lives and we forget to ask for help. And our angels are just us. They're probably looking at us, struggling and like, why don't they ask? Why don't they? And you say, can you help? Can you help me? Like, help me now. And they're like, oh, for sure. They're right there. Well, we have to ask. Yeah, you're quiet tonight. I was quiet last night. Last Saturday. I got quite a few numbers, pretty much since last Tuesday, last Monday, a lot of numbers. I'm hearing, I don't know if somebody's watching that's signed in or watching that haven't signed in, but I hear a child saying, mommy, mommy, and I'm getting 4, number 4. So I don't know if anybody here that's signed in, that if resonates with you, but it's a child that's coming through. A child, I'm getting 4. So I don't know if he was 4 years old or connection with a number 4. Not a lot of children come through, but sometimes. But he's talking about Jane. I don't think it's Jen. I think it's Jane. Yeah. So I don't know if somebody's listening that has maybe lost a child who would have been 4 or passed away at 4. But I'm getting like a Jane kind of name attached. But it says mommy, mommy. I think it was a boy. I think it's a little boy. I think it's a male. Anybody that there's a medieval times in New Jersey? Nice. Yeah, check it out. It's nice to go there. So anyways, this child basically just seen playing. It looks like a soccer ball, but he had a big ball he's playing. So I don't know what happened exactly. I'm not going to get into it too much unless somebody that's here that knows who it is. But he's okay. I think whoever lost this child, of course, it's not going to be easy to let go. But he's saying it's okay. Of course, they'll miss. It takes a little while to get adjusted on the other side, and they'll probably miss their mommy for a while. But it's okay to you have to let them go. It's not easy. You won't want to be in that person's shoes. Yeah. You had 2 miscarriages. The one at 4 weeks. Yeah. Well, he was a number 4. It's a little boy. Yeah. So maybe he was talking about 4 weeks. If that child would have lived, he would have had trouble, a lot of problems with his breathing. There's something that wouldn't have properly developed. I'm not sure why. Just something right here that's just so, you know, on the other side, they say that sometimes we experience, I have miscarriage too, but we experience this because for us to learn as well, but for the soul that entered the body and then miscarried had to experience that as well. It's hard to understand. You don't want to lose a child at any weeks, but yeah. Your sister-in-law passed away last month, and her brother was your husband. Oh my goodness. Well, my condolences. A friend of mine that comes to my class, she just lost her mom Thursday morning. So yeah, sorry for her loss. It's not easy when they go, you know. Yeah, yeah. You had a rough month, yeah. You did, Tiger's Eyes. It's not easy. And it seems to me that you get to a certain time where, your mother-in-law, your mother, your father-in-law, they all get to that age, and like my friend, she lost her mom on Thursday, her aunt before Christmas, which is her mom's sister, she lost, and another person too. So many people, right, in the family that kind of follows. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, it is. It's rough. Yeah. Well, as long as they don't suffer, because we don't want them around. If they're going to be suffering, bedridden, can't move, can't do anything, it's not easy. Yeah, don't want that. Oh yeah, of course, Halloween. That's a reminder. Yeah. If someone passes tragically or violently, if they find peace, yeah, they find peace. Sometimes they may be stuck here for a little while before uh, completely crossing over. Depends how they died, and because I do cross souls over that have a hard time, but they do find peace. Yes, yeah. She passed away exactly 18 months on the same date on the 11th. Wow, wow, wow. Jeez, eh? 18 years and same date, the 11th. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes people that pass away tragically, it happens so quick that they're like, what's going on? Are they dead? They ask themselves that, and sometimes they see everybody that's around them that grieving, and you know, and it makes it difficult for them to move on. Some of them are just afraid to cross, so they need help crossing. Some of them, yeah. But yeah, they find peace. There's healing on the other side too. Once they cross, there's healing. There's always somebody to help them uh, make the connection. Once they decide they want to cross, there's somebody on this other side, whether it's a parent or a grandparent, or there's the relatives are there. A lot of times the parents, they're there, waiting, helping you cross. One will come and get you to start like a tunnel type, like the journey. And then once you complete step on the other side, somebody's there waiting for you. Sometimes more than a couple people. It depends. And if you have children, they're there. If you have animals, that's as well. Yeah. Yeah. The ones that commit suicide, a lot of, from what I've had heard and I've read and from what I understand, they come right back. They're not on the other side very, very long. They come right back and they have to learn everything again. So if some people, if they knew that if they do that, they just have to come back. It doesn't mean that life is going to be better when they come back. They still have to come back and learn the same lessons, but it might be a little different people, um, people switching around, like, but the same lessons are going to be there, whether they didn't learn it with this parent or this, whatever they need to learn, they still will have to learn it. If it was tough, it's still going to be tough, maybe even tougher. So, hang in there, right? There's no right or wrong. It's their personal choice. Next week, your husband will be 7 years. Wow, that's just, yeah. Michelle, your mom passed on 9/11. Wow, 17. Wow. That night in her home city, they had 1,000 lightning strikes. Wow. She couldn't breathe. So sorry to hear. Yeah. Yeah, my mom passed away on the 30th of July, 2011. Yeah. So when that time comes around, I remember the day like it was yesterday, you know, the whole day, what happened, how, everything. A lot of times it just kind of replays in my mind. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I was thinking perhaps have a mass, a church, something done. Yeah, before she passed. Lightning storm. Yeah. Yeah, not too many orbs tonight. I don't know. It's quite, they're quiet. I remember, I think it was May 16th when we had quite the show. I think they all came out, and I don't know what they're doing now. Kind of quiet. Hmm. It's very bizarre. Where is everybody? They're here. They're not. It's become. They're not coming through. Yeah. Mm. Well, but it's not. It is hard. Yeah. Well, they're part of you, right? They're part of you. Never goes away. I mean, you have to go through your life and move on, but it never goes away. The, there's always a little bit of pain there. There's always, we miss them a lot, think about them, but the comfort is that they're not suffering. That's the comforting part, but us humans have to, it's painful for us. Yes, hugs to everyone who's gone through so much, 2 years death anniversary, July 19th. Wow. Yeah, it's tough when we lose them. One day we'll all be reunited, but in the meantime, it sure is not easy. Yeah, October 26th. Yeah. Well, everybody's got, things, right? Stories, missing their parents, especially the mom, I think, because they're there for us. Some people are really close with their father. I wasn't, but some people, were. But your parents, a big life, a big part of you. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and they know that we think about them. They know that. Yeah. Yeah, you can never stop. But they know that we think about them, and and they come around us. Sometimes we don't see it, but they come around. They come around, check on you, whether you're sleeping or if if they used to sit and have tea with you or coffee. They'll a lot of them I see them sometimes in the kitchen while somebody's preparing a meal. The loved one will be sitting in the or standing in the kitchen, or they come around us. Sometimes you may feel them. Sometimes you can feel the presence. You're very intuitive. You can feel their presence there sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, the pain doesn't go away. No. No, and sometimes, as especially as I get older, when I took my granddaughter, we went out shopping and I was talking about stuff. And then she replied something. It was like a deja vu where it was me that was younger with my mom. It was so bizarre. And I thought, wow, I'm sounding like my mom. It's kind of funny. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I went to the States. My mom was with my sister in the States, and I was there for 3 weeks before she passed. Yeah. Any messages tonight, Francis? Everybody's kind of quiet. I had that little boy that kept saying, "Mommy, mommy." Um, it's very quiet. So I asked if there was a message for you, Francis. And all that I got, I don't know if you want to travel, you'd like to travel somewhere, but I see a plane. So maybe the travel will be short. You're going to be going somewhere, or you want to go somewhere. But to me, it's like some kind of travel. So if somebody wants to take you somewhere, go. If you want to go visit someone, go, or somebody's going to come and visit you. Could be some other way, but I do see some kind of travel around you. So. Oh, he doesn't trust people to take care of his dog. Oh my gosh. So he's kind of a long way. Yeah, I mean your dogs, sometimes dogs, if you go too far, too long, some of them might not even want to eat because their master is not there. Um, so they may starve. Yeah, that's sad. Is there any way you cannot go visit him for a bit? Yeah, maybe you can go visit him. It's too far to drive, Michelle? If it's too far. Mm. Yeah, I know my mom is as they get older, it was always me traveling to go see them as opposed to them coming, right? Yeah, yeah. It's always me traveling. No. You haven't had a deja vu moment for a while? Yeah. Well, for me, it really hit me and I started laughing and I thought, oh my God. And I told my granddaughter, she's my first grandchild, like she's 25. And I said, oh my God, it's like I'm being my mom. Saying what I said, and it was really, yeah. Whoa, it's upside of the coast, 2,700 miles away. Well, yeah, he's got to fly. Yeah, I can't drive that. That's insane. Yeah. And it is hard to travel at that age too. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's expensive. It's expensive to fly. And some people say, well, get a flight like last minute sometimes, but if you're flying with, children, then you need more than one seat. And it's not always feasible. It is a lot of money. Here in Canada, to fly anywhere within Canada is more expensive than for us to let's go to Cuba or Mexico or overseas or something. It's crazy. Yeah. He drove over 2,000 miles. Yeah, that is rough. Yeah, I mean, my mom had a choice to stay 4.5, 5 hours, 5 hours north of where I live now. Um, or she had the choice to go to Florida, and she wanted to go where, Sunshine State. So she went to live in Florida, and she passed away there. So I had to fly down. I drove to Florida once, but then best to fly. It's, yeah. Well, guys, yeah. Well, hopefully you have a better week this week. Hopefully, stay cool. Yeah, call on your ancestors sometime and say, hey, I know you're here. You're. If you feel somebody's in the kitchen or in the bedroom or wherever in your home, ask who's here, and the very first name that comes to your mind. Don't question it. Don't second guess it. Very first name. That is that person that's there. That's your guide helping you. Yeah, to let you know. Yeah, yeah. That age so far away. But people need to work. People have children. Different lives and that. So it's kind of tough. But hopefully this week is better for you guys than the week coming. Have a great week. Like I said, stay cool as much as possible. Think as much positive as you can. Know that they are safe. They're in heaven. Your loved ones are there. They come and visit once in a while, so you feel them around you. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. You're very welcome. Yeah, I wish there was more messages, but tonight's kind of, I don't know, they're low key, keeping it low key. So maybe next Saturday, who knows? But take care, everyone. All right. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you, Francis, for sharing all my short videos and everything. I appreciate it. Thank you all for being here and spending some time with me. Take care. Bye for now. You're welcome.